Hey everyone, welcome back to Modern Retro Gal. My name's JL and today I am doing a palette declutter. I think I have all of my palettes here. I tried to search around all the places where they could be hiding. Excuse me. Still a little sick. Hold on, I forgot my coffee over here. I need something to drink. So I tried to search around all the nooks and crannies and excuse me. And I think I have all of them. So because I have been not feeling well, I've kind of just been laying around trying to rest. And in doing so, I don't know if you do this too, but sometimes when I'm not feeling well, I'm kind of laying around, I look at all my stuff and I'm like, this feels more like clutter really than stuff that's necessary. So I just thought, you know, I have quite a few palettes and I'm really not using everything, and there's some other palettes that I really want and I really need to make space. So I just figured, let me mute my phone real quick here. I figured this would be a good opportunity to declutter and keep the things that I really want to make room for other things that I would like to get. It's rainy today, so I think maybe that's kind of part of it. And before we get started, I just also wanted to say hello to all of my new subscribers. I've gotten quite a few of you in the last week or so, so I'm really excited to have more of you here. And when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I am going to have another subscriber giveaway. So let's just jump into it. There's a lot to get through. So I'm just going to do basically two piles. I'm going to do a pile of my keeps, and then I'm going to have a pile where I'm probably going to sanitize and donate. If it's anything that looks funky, which I don't think I have anything old enough that has gotten funky, but if there's anything that kind of looks funky, I may toss it. Excuse me. And yeah, let's just get going. So first up is this Lorac palette. This is the Mint from the Mint collection. This is a few years old, and I'm gonna keep it. I really love this palette. I feel like I don't have a lot of these shades in other palettes, and I absolutely love this mint color, and this cheek color is really good. So this is one that I'm definitely gonna keep because I just love it a lot. Next we have a palette from Decay. I forget what this one is called, but I believe this was like a free gift with purchase on a Black Friday sale. And it has a bunch of shades that are staple shades, I believe, in like either palettes or singles. But honestly, I just never grabbed for this. They're all like heavily shimmer or glitter shades. And it's just not really anything that I have been grabbing for. It's not really a palette that you can easily like create a whole look with. It's definitely something you have to pull other palettes to put a look together with. So for that reason, I am going to put this in the donate pile. I will be donating to a women's charity that helps locally, that helps women get back on their feet, and makeup is one of those things that they always are in need of. Next is the Lorac Mega Pro Palette 4. Definitely keeping this. This is a favorite of mine. I absolutely love this. So if you can still get your hands on it, I highly recommend. Okay, so we are back. Sorry about that. My battery died. Should have been charging them. So yeah, so we left off with the Lorac Mega Pro Palette 4. Definitely keeping that. This is from WikiLux. This is the Kitten palette. I absolutely love this palette, so a look will be coming up with this from this one very soon. So definitely going to be keeping that. Next is the Decay and Kristen, Leanne Daydream palette. This is new. So definitely keeping this one. I did a look and review with this, so I will link that down below if you haven't had a chance to check that one out yet. Next up is from the Balm. I actually have two of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab both of them. This is the Nude Beach. This is their volume 3 nude eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love this. I have not had a chance to talk about this on my channel yet, but it will be coming up. This kind of came out around the same time as all the like warm toned naked nude palettes last year, like the Tartist, what was it called? I can't remember, but like Naked Heat, all that. This kind of came out around the same time and sort of got kind of lost in the shuffle with all of those, I feel like, but this is actually a really beautiful palette. I absolutely adore it. It is definitely one of my favorites. So I am keeping that one, and in line with that, this is the Balm's Nude Tude. This is the basically volume 1 in their nude eyeshadow palettes. This one is also beautiful. It's got a great like pinks and taupes and browns and burgundies and all that jazz. It's just a really great all-around palette. I absolutely love it. If you've never checked out any of the palettes from the Balm, I highly, highly recommend them. Next up, we have from Too Faced the Chocolate Bar palette. Definitely keeping this. It is an absolutely beautiful palette. I think a lot of times these companies do their best work with the original palettes, and I would kind of agree with the Chocolate Bar palettes. The other ones I just have not really had that much interest in, but still absolutely love this palette so much. Next, I have this little mini palette. This is from Lorac. It's called Vintage Vixen. This was from a Black Friday sale, and it's okay. I just feel like I probably have these shadows in these shades in larger palettes. It's an all matte palette. It is beautiful and it is handy for travel because it's so small. But honestly, I don't know. I just feel like I have these shades in other palettes. So this one's probably going to go in the gifting pile because, I don't know. I just have a lot of those shades already. Next up, I'm actually going to grab all of these if I can. Yeah, I'm missing palettes. Nope. Here's another one. If I can get it out. I have a bunch of palettes mini palettes from Physicians Formula. I feel like I've got at least one more. I can't find it. I know I have one more. I wonder where it is. Interesting. Okay, so from Physicians Formula, I have 4 palettes. These 2 are from their anniversary. These are the quads. These are from their anniversary. It was the 80th, I think, or something like that. These came out last year. I'm going to keep these. I actually like them. And these are kind of handy for travel or just kind of a simple look. They're really pretty shades. And I feel like they're kind of unique enough that it's kind of nice to have some of these smaller palettes around sometimes, like I said, especially for travel. So I'm going to keep these. I love the formula on them. And then I have 2 of their matte quads. I actually have all 3 of them, but I'm not sure where the third one is. These I absolutely adore. I think these are very, very underrated. From the drugstore. Sorry, my brain stopped working. I think these are very underrated eyeshadow palettes. This one is Classic Nudes and this is Quartz Quartet. And then there's another one that has kind of like browns and grays in it. They're really, really pretty, really soft, very pigmented, very buttery, very easy to blend, easy to work with, and they're pretty inexpensive. I think these are like around $7 or $9 each, so definitely recommend those. A couple palettes I think that I'm going to get rid of. Let me grab some of these that I know I'm probably just going to say goodbye to. Yeah. So I have some NYX palettes. These are kind of older. These were the Love In or they're not quads, but these shadows that NYX used to do, these kind of like smaller, what are these? Nine shadow palettes, except for this one isn't a 9. But this is Love in Paris. Merci beaucoup and Je ne sais quoi. I'm going to go ahead and gift these. Again, these are shades that I have in other larger palettes that have like just as many shadows as these, and I just like the formula of the other ones that I have a little bit better. So I will sanitize these, and these are going to get sent off to be donated. This is the Love in Florence. Eat, Love, Be Fab. Again, this just isn't really anything that I grab for anymore. So I'm just going to sanitize it and send that off. This was a collab that NYX did with Ipsy. Again, it's just not anything very unique. I have these shadows in other palettes, so I'm going to sanitize that and get rid of it. And then last, this is the Adorable palette from NYX. I don't remember if they still sell this or not, but again, it's not anything super unique. I have very similar shades in other palettes, so it's not anything that I grab for anymore, so that'll get sanitized and sent away. Donated. And then the last one I have, this is the Sex Bomb palette from NYX. I'm actually going to keep this one. I really like it. I feel like these are really unique shades, especially with this red. It's a really fun, if you've never tried to incorporate red into your eye look, it's actually a really fun look to do. I really like these ones, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. And then next up, I have 3 Unique palettes. The brand Unique is a company that I worked with. I'm not really selling anymore. I've just sort of come to realize that I pretty much hate sales with a passion. And while I do really like their makeup a lot, I'm not in the mood to sell. I'd rather buy it. So these are their Addiction palettes. I have 3 of them. I have Addiction 2, 3, and 4. 2, I am definitely keeping. I absolutely love this palette. This is a great everyday palette. Some of these shades in here. It's kind of a smoky taupey silvery palette, and these are just shades that I don't really have in anything else, so I'm definitely going to keep this one. Addiction 3 is like it's supposed to be like a rose gold, taupe, and purple. I am a little undecided. I was a little bit underwhelmed with how this palette performed, especially this shade Ecstatic. It didn't quite do what I thought it was going to. And I feel like I have tickled this shade in particular. I feel like I have it in other palettes. And so it's just not one that I really kind of grabbed for as much as I thought I would. So I think I'm going to donate this one. And then next up is palette 4, right? Yeah, Addiction number 4. These are cool tone browns and navy blues. This gives you that really like fall suede look. I feel like with your eyeshadow, I'm a little bit on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to keep this one or donate it. I don't have a lot that has these shades in it, but I don't really grab for it that as much as I thought I would. I did at first a lot, but these two matte browns are so pigmented. It's really hard to get a more subtle look with it. And I feel like once you start blending these out to be softer, you kind of lose the pigment in them, and then it starts to just kind of look muddy. So I don't know. I think I might donate this one also because I just don't really grab for it like I thought I would. So I think I just made up my mind. Okay, next up is the Au Naturel palette from Wet n Wild. This is in Nude Awakening. This palette is okay. I'm not really in love with it like I thought I would be. I feel like, again, this is one of those palettes where the shades are so similar that once you kind of put them on and start blending things out, they all kind of end up looking the same. So I think I'm going to go ahead and sanitize and donate this one because I just don't really grab for it anymore. This is from Ulta. It is their Rose Gold palette. I was so excited to get this palette, but again, I feel like once you put these shades on your lid, it all sort of starts to look the same. I don't really feel like it's that rose gold. I feel like this is just more of just a nude, a warm, another like typical nude warm palette, and I don't really grab for it, so I will sanitize and donate it and send it off to someone who would use it. I have some more Wet n Wild palettes. These are quite old actually. Some of these are probably from like, I don't even know if it's gonna say the date. I feel like these are like 2010, 2011, 2012, something like that. It was from their spring line. So this is Walking the Red Carpet. This one is Going in the Wild. And this is Nude Awakening. I just feel like I have these shadows or shadows that are similar that I like better in other palettes. And I just don't really grab for these. So I would rather send them to someone, off to someone who is in need. And then this is the original Comfort Zone. I know that they just kind of, I don't know if they reformulated, but I know that they repackaged. So I'd like to get their new Color Icon shadows. They've added a few shades in. So I'm going to go ahead and donate these. And I'd like to get my hands on a couple of the newer ones and see how they are. Next up is my Urban Decay Gwen Stefani collab palette. Definitely keeping this. I absolutely love it. This is great also for my bridal work. It's like all the perfect shades for doing bridal makeup. So this is definitely a keeper and I absolutely love it. Anyway, my Urban Decay Naked palette, definitely gonna keep this. I feel like this is a staple and someday I plan on using it all up. We'll see when that happens, but maybe now that I've cleared out some of my palettes, I will be inspired to go after this bad boy again and see if I can, you know, use it up. That's what palettes are for. They're to be used, not just to have. So I do love this one. I think it's like I said, I think it's a great staple, and it's one of those things where they kind of got it right the first time before they started, you know, making tons and tons of all these other palettes. This one is from BH Cosmetics. This is the Special Occasion 39 color eyeshadow and blush palette. This I purchased, I think on accident. I thought I was purchasing something else and I wound up with this one. So we've got 8 blushes and a highlight, and then all of these colors. It's not anything I grab for. Again, a lot of these shades are so similar that once you put them on, they all kind of blend out and looks the same. So it's kind of hard to get a variety of looks from it. So I think I would rather just sanitize and donate this one because it wasn't the palette that I thought I was buying. Almost forgot. These are some of the trios, the Wet n Wild Color Icon trios. I have Silent Treatment, Hard Being the It Girl, and To Muse and Carousel. Again, these were a couple of from the spring from several years ago. This, I believe, Silent Treatment is still in the collection, but these are just not anything that I grab for, and so I am going to go ahead and donate. I think these have gone from like the trios to something else. I feel like these got changed up a little bit too, so I want to check into that. So that is going to get donated. Next, I've got the Tarte Be Your Own Tartist palette. This is newer. I got this in the BoxyCharm box, and I'm definitely going to keep this. I really like it a lot. It's a fun palette to use, and I like this blush a lot too. So that one I will be keeping. Next up are a couple of, I think these are, yeah, these are a couple of Lorac palettes. These are ones that were, again, Black Friday, Cyber Monday things from a few years ago. And it's just not anything unique enough that I want to hold on to. This is the Solid Gold. This is the Champagne Dreams. I just don't really like grab for them. I don't know. They weren't quite the color payoff that I was hoping for. It's a little strange because the Mega Pro palette is so amazing, and there's some other Lorac larger palettes that are really great, but these kind of smaller ones that they did for like Black Friday sales weren't really that great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss them because I really don't use them that much. This is Kat Von D. This is the Mi Vida Loca palette. This is actually a really cool palette. It's got some really wild colors. I really haven't like dove into getting creative with this, but I'm definitely going to keep this because I do want to have a few palettes that have some shades in them that will kind of push me out of my comfort zone, so to speak, and experiment with makeup looks and stuff like that. Next up, I have the Urban Decay Pulp Fiction palette. This, I absolutely adore this palette. This is one of those palettes where I will take this on weekenders with me because these shades are so good. Even though they look basic, they're just not. I absolutely love this palette. It's one of my favorite limited edition palettes that I've ever gotten. So this one I'm definitely keeping. And then last up, I have the Urban Decay Smoked palette. I don't remember if this is something that Urban Decay still sells. So this was their like smoky palette that they came out with. Obviously with as deep as shades as you have with this, you're going to be doing a smoky eye look. I am still, when I first bought this, I had every intention of using the lookbook and going through and doing replicating these all the eye looks in here. I may still do that. I may still do a smoky eye series with this. Let me know if you'd be interested in still seeing me do that, especially because I have hooded eyes, so it would be interesting. I have to figure out how to sort of manipulate some of these looks to work with hooded eyes. But it's got some interesting looks in here. So anyways, that is it. I think I've gotten through all of my palettes. So yeah, I feel like it's about half and half. Like I've gotten rid of about half and I'm keeping about half. So that's pretty good. I think, I didn't really, obviously I didn't really get rid of any of my high-end palettes. Those are all going to be probably things that most people keep. But I've definitely made room in my palette holder for new things to come out. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions about any of the palettes that I am keeping, any looks that you'd like to see with any of that, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, that's it for me today. And I will see you again I will see you again soon. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the fun. You can also follow me on all the social medias as Modern Retro Gal. If you have any suggestions for videos, please feel free to leave those in the comment below. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all again soon.